Demetrius Jamel Ja Morant, born August 10th, 1999. 3 things that scare me about his career going forward. First things first, I was wrong about Ja Morant. In projecting what the future may hold, it happens. He's been in the league 3 seasons now, where he's gotten better and better every year, increasing his offensive production each year in the fields of scoring, 2-point field goals, and 3-point field goals, and is easily one of the better finishers in the paint of any position we have today in just his 3rd year. Defensively, he's also making a jump in steals and rebounding, and most of all, he gives effort on that end, not afraid to guard the other team's best player. So at this point, I think it's safe to say that Ja Morant is a superstar. Let LeBron tell it, he's been one for a while now in the NBA for the Memphis Grizzlies, with the Rookie of the Year under his belt, All-Star selection, and Most Improved Player award, which he then gave away to his teammate Desmond Bane, who also could have been right there as a selection for the Glass Mini Ball, just to show you that along with his insane talent, work ethic, and achievements, he's also a team player. With all that, would you believe he also could have been an MVP selection this year? But by all accounts, it looks like Nikola Jokic is a lock to win his 2nd in a row. Next year, I can definitely see Ja again being tops in those votings, and who knows, maybe that day Allen Iverson predicted could be closer than we think. Personally, to see what he's been able to do in his time in the NBA, especially this 21-22 season, including the 1st and 2nd round of these playoffs, is truly breathtaking. Every time you think he can't do anything else crazy, he does. Jump even higher, he does. A more insane pass, he makes it. A more acrobatic layup, it happens. Break another NBA record, it's broken. This is the stuff they say legendary stories are made of. I really do think now, of course, that we are watching the first years of a guy that will go down as a Hall of Fame basketball player, or at least a legend that's talked about either for the good he's been able to have done, or for possibly ending up as one of the biggest what-if stories in history for the promise he showed early, only to have it cut short by one of the reasons I'm about to talk about. Knock on wood, I guess. Let's talk about it. 3 things that really scare me about your man, Ja Morant. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Ja Morant is an ultra-athletic and ultra-electric 6'1", 6'2" new age point guard from Dalzell, South Carolina, born to athletic parents. His mom was a point guard herself and later a softball player in college. His well-known father, who I don't think Suge Knight would be too fond of, was also a ball player at the college level and later semi-pro, abandoning his basketball journey when his wife got pregnant with their son Demetrius, who soon after picked up the nickname Ja, which is a shortened version of his middle name. His amateur story is well documented of how he came up not the biggest or most athletic in the beginning, but due to his training and father's sacrifice, he worked his way to a Division I scholarship and the ability to leave school early after just 2 seasons. Things for Ja just started to fall into place like it was already written for him to be a star. He gets drafted 2nd overall by Memphis, and Zion, taken 1st, goes down with an injury that forces him to begin his season late and only play 24 games, eliminating him and his 22.5 points a game and 6 rebounds from contention for Rookie of the Year, and Ja to begin his career in superstar fashion. From there, it's been an uphill road of achievements to now where he's not even in his prime yet and is doing the things he is. When that does happen, that could be scary. Scary is a key word. Watching him and witnessing the things going on with him on and off the court, I have to say that a few things scare me that I hope don't take this breathtaking talent away from the sport. Stunt number 1, I feel like I've seen this movie before. As some of you may know, Michael Jordan is my favorite athlete of all time. He exemplifies what it means to compete for me and what it means to win the right way. A close second is Allen Iverson. His passion touched my soul every time I saw him play or speak, and it motivated me in an important time in my youth. And third, with everyone else far from this 3-pack, is Derrick Rose. He, to me, was like Allen Iverson in likability and passion, along with humility and competitive fire, but with crazy bounce and bigger than AI, so I could champion him a bit more for this era. I always say, best way I could explain it for my gamers out there, if I created a My Player and it was said this was the first and last I could make, it would be in the mold of Derrick Rose, and along the way, I just add whatever I needed, like a jump shot and aggression. Ja Morant reminds me so much of a young Derrick Rose in a good and bad way. A lot of people like to compare him to Russell Westbrook, but I don't think they're alike at all outside of athletic guards. Westbrook is a power guard, a well-balanced jumper that if he wasn't playing basketball, he'd be doing something else that required natural athleticism. Derrick and Ja to me are a lot more wiry and finesse jumpers and contortionists around the rim, and even Ja's style in the air is more reminiscent of Derrick Rose's finesse floating ability, not the crushing power of Russell. I'm sure you already see where I'm going here. These days, honestly, I can't even watch D Rose play very much because I'll shake my head all game about what he could have been if not for knee injuries he suffered because of his athleticism. And that, mixed with his inability to land correctly, like a guy like Jordan did, always landing balanced and gracefully, or even D-Wade and a guy like Blake Griffin, who perfected the roll landing to take less pressure off their bodies. Rose and Morant got and get so high and just let God take the control wheel and land however, and eventually, I'm afraid that's going to catch up to Ja. Already, he's had knee issues each of his 3 seasons and now is dealing with a sprained knee suffered in Game 3. He's played 67, then 63, then 57 games. See the trend? Every time he plays and explodes, I feel some concern for his career because he's too athletic and his body seems too frail to do this long term. It's exciting now, but how long can that athleticism last? What is he as he ages and then that starts to fade? These are questions I think he's gonna have to face at some point. Scare number 2, the lifestyle. Although not so much a scare as number 1, but seeing him in the club the other day before a pivotal Game 3 on the road at that really makes me more nervous in combination with scare number 1. A player this injury prone with this much on the line needs to get his rest and recovery. Yes, he's only 22, but that toll catches up to you being out all night in the clubs and standing at that. You've never seen LeBron do these things. I've never heard Kobe do that as well. Kobe, rest in peace, played 20 seasons. LeBron is on pace to play 22, 23 or more. Then you have the Allen Iversons and the John Walls and the James Hardens who's washed out earlier than they should have, or in Harden's case is still hooping but looks anything like his former self. This was only a one-time thing seeing him in the club, but to do it before a game like Game 3 against the Warriors in their building, I can only imagine what else hasn't been caught on camera. I get it, he's a personable person that wants to enjoy his life, but nothing's in the club you can't get in your own home with you being who you are, and at least you'd be home relaxing and giving your body a break. Scare number 3, Twitter fingers. And lastly, one that may be minuscule to you, but knowing that the ridicule and hate only gets worse over time, I'd hate to see Ja be distracted from being who he can be because he's too involved on social media, hearing and seeing everything said about him. Which right now is mostly love, but let a few years go by and God forbid an injury happens and they start writing you off in the media with things like he shouldn't have been partying so much, or he should have gotten stronger and taken better care of his body, or he's never going to win a championship in Memphis, he needs to leave, and that pressure makes him start to believe it, like Damian Lillard. Another Twitter finger possessor who I'm sure now isn't so fond of his running from the grind tweet. Stay focused, Ja. You have the chance to be what every point guard dreams of becoming, and none that I know has ever been this talented, athletic, charismatic, supported, opportune, and at such a young age. Take care of it. You only get youth once. Don't waste it paying attention to everything you see and hear. All in all, I'm not saying any of these things will happen. Just my thoughts as I'm taking this great talent in and witnessing his history being written right in front of me. He's special, and I hope it lasts a long time. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.